guys, Rachel. Welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a full primary bench day. So that's my lowest rep, heaviest weight bench day of the week. I'm currently benching 3 times a week. But anyways, let's just hop right into the video. So after my top set of 3 at 140 pounds, I backed off 10 pounds to a 4x4 at 130 pounds. 130 pounds is like the lamest weight of all time. And I could have done a 4x4 at 135, but it wouldn't have moved how it should have moved. This was RP6 at the last set, and everything felt good, and everything should be feeling fast and easy and smooth and working more on your technical proficiency. You shouldn't be grinding out every single set. So even though it's like an ego hit, like it looks really lame to do 130 pounds when I could just do 135 pounds, it's good to keep it in the tank and not go too crazy. And then I also had a pull-up AMRAP for 11 reps afterwards. 11 reps is like my guaranteed go-to. I'm going to be really excited when I could finally get that 12th rep or even 13th. 13th is like my all out, the most that I've ever done in pull-ups. That was back in 2019 when I was 7 pounds lighter, and I was also in police academy, so I was running all the time. I am running right now, but not anything crazy like the 6 miles a day that I used to. Right now I'm doing like 6 miles a week. I'm also prepping for a 5K, and I'm going to be closing out my cross training-ish area of the running powerlifting, because I'm starting competition prep in 6 weeks, so I'm really excited to get more specific in my training. But anyways, after the pull-ups, I just had neutral grip lat pull-downs. I have a single arm row variation, biceps, single arm tricep extensions. I'm gonna do full voiceover for all of that, so I'll show you that in the rest of the video. One thing that I've been doing to progress on my single arm row variations, because I'm stuck between 40 and 50 pounds, is slightly changing the elbow position or the incline of the row that I'm doing. So I was starting with just regular cable rows, and the 40 pounds was really easy, but when I went up to 50 pounds, it was like super challenging. So what I did is I went up to 45 pounds, which is the standard bent over dumbbell row. And the 45s were getting easy, but again, the 50s were too hard. So I changed the elbow position and I did it at a slight incline. So I was doing a wide elbow flare with the same weight, but I'm getting more control and it's a harder position for me. And then now I'm going up to the 50s and I'm doing single arm seal rows, which is an easier variation, but now I'm getting more comfortable loading it more, so that hopefully next block when I go back to the single arm cable rows that I can do the 50 pounds with ease. When it comes to my arm accessories, I've also been at the same kind of crossroads where I've been in between literally 5 pound increments of weight. So I've been playing around with the rep range, either increasing the rep ranges or increasing the tempo. But now what I'm doing on biceps is I'm changing the angle. So I was going between 15s and 20s, where I was just like slowly adding reps, starting at 10 reps with the 15s, going up to 15s. And then once I got there, I slowed down the tempo a little bit. And then I got to the point where 20s were easy for sets of 12. So now I'm just going to incline bicep curls. I only do biceps once a week, but it's been getting slowly progressing over time. So aside from changing up the rep range and the tempo, literally I was doing sets of 22 for single arm tricep extensions standing up, but now I'm doing kickbacks for sets of 15, and by the last set it was like RP 9, only 1 rep left in the tank. So changing very, very slight ankle positions on triceps is super helpful. So I just did the single arm kickbacks in the video that I just showed. This is where I was starting at, which is the regular angle. You can also do crossbody. You can also change it up and do overhead. Even just how you're standing during it can be super helpful. Not doing a million different variations, but just sticking with the same one, running it for at least a training block, and then switching it out can be helpful, especially on the very small isolation exercises where adding even 10 pounds, even just adding a little 2.5 pound plate can seem impossible sometimes. So that's all for my week 2 primary bench day. And my primary bench day actually falls in between my primary squat day and my primary deadlift day. I'm going to be showing a bunch of clips from my week 2, the other 4 training days that I have. But you want to make sure that you're pacing yourself, setting goals, setting realistic goals, and making sure you're not burning your body out too quickly in the training block. Sometimes when it comes to my primary squat and primary deadlift day, because my primary squat day is on Tuesday, my primary bench day that I just showed you is on Wednesday, and then the next clip you're going to see is from my deadlift day, my only deadlift day, on Thursday. So it's not a lot of turnaround between the primary squat, primary deadlift, no rest, just rest from legs. So sometimes I end up peaking squats or deadlift, could be either or, in week 3, and then week 4 will be the other one. But I want to make sure that I'm saving it, and currently, because I'm in off season, I'm not trying to push out PRs. And even going into my competition prep, which is going to be starting in about 6 weeks. I want to make sure that I'm staying more conservative and chill because I'm feeling really healthy and really good, just pushing out some maximal weights, moving them faster, even if I'm not hitting more weight or more reps with the same weight, moving it at a lower RPE is also a win for me. For example, on deadlift / training block, I hit 3 reps at 315 pounds, about RP 8. My goal is to hit the same exact weight, 3 reps at 315, but RP 6 or 7 would be very chill, and it would also be a sure sign of progress. You don't need to be pushing yourself to RP 10. You don't need to be always hitting PRs every single training block, especially in off season. But even when you're in competition prep, like keeping your singles submaximal, getting a really solid peak, focusing on those back down sets, the back down volume can carry you in through competition prep, especially on deadlifts. Like I've been pushing my back off sets more this training block, even though I've been doing the same weights so far. I haven't exceeded what I've done last training block, but my back down weights have been more impressive. So it's been another way of showing progress. But anyways, that's all for today's YouTube video. Thank you for watching. Please let me know what other topics you want me to talk about in future videos. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.